Hello, my name is Arthur, and in this video we're going to look at a little bit of debugging. Now, I've done some already. Let's see. I had an issue where if a player ran up to the moving platform, it would take damage. The issue there was pretty simple. Let's just get the moving platform here. The difficulty was I had the damage zone set to be slightly larger than the collision zone. And that didn't work out. I've also given a camouflage to hide the spikes to make it less obvious that there's actually a platform there. But yeah, we had the extents for the collision shape slightly smaller than the damage area. So naturally the player could just walk up to it and end up taking damage from that. So I changed the size on those and gave it the camouflage and some script to go along with that. Then in the actual level, when the player jumped on an enemy unit and it bounced, it made the jump sound. So I corrected that by playing that stream conditional on it not bouncing. So now when the player bounces off of an enemy, it won't play the bounce sound. Now, I've also made a few more sounds. So I'm just loading those in still right now and coming across some bugs in doing that. And we'll just pop into Audacity for a second here. One of the things that I didn't actually have enabled in my plugins was the fire and explosion sounds plugin that would go into Generate. Yeah, I have many plugins that are sort of hidden. Well, I don't want to try to do a video on installing plugins into Audacity. I seem to remember that was a bit difficult to find online, that I didn't have an easy time doing it, so that's not something I want to do a video on. But yeah, some of the new sounds were made with that plugin, generating fire and explosion sounds. For certain sounds, I've started attempting to adjust their volumes. So I've adjusted the volume of the player jump, the volume and the pitch of the moving platform. Now I'm working on enemy sounds. So I've added in one enemy sound. Now I'll add in the second enemy sound, the sound that it plays when it gets hit. And all of these are subject to the same changes, like to get the sounds to not be annoying and stuff, to get them to sort of balance out right, you have to play with the volumes a bit. So I'm just going to rename this one to audio stream hit. So that will be the player that has the hit sound. So when the enemy gets hit, we already put that in. And we'll have a look in the level to see what's going wrong with sounds. And we'll have to start the right scene here. You'll notice I've added in an airplane there. And that's a unit that I'm still working on, so we'll get around to that. So there's an issue there. That unpleasant sound is what happens when a sound is starting and starting and starting and it can't play. So what's actually happening there is the sound of the beginning of the wave being played over and over again. And yeah, unlike the animation, which it doesn't start over and over again, an audio stream will. So in that event, we would have to make it playing conditional. So we would be looking if dot is active, I think should be the right command there, or comparison. Then the audio's, oh, if not active, audio stream player, play. So that should get that working. Now let's look at where take damage. Okay, so we'll try the take a hit. Doesn't seem to be recognizing that. Oh, I've put it on the wrong place. I put it onto his die animation. So let's just save that and put that into the right place. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. And we'll see if we run into the same issue here with playing this audio file. So now the enemy unit should have a animation or a audio for when it shoots, when it gets hit, and when it dies. Okay, that's a non-existent function. Let's check. It probably is playing. Yeah, we'll check it's playing. There we go. That should fix that up. His explosion isn't very prominent. So that's also a little bit of a bug, the way I see it. Let's see. What we'll do with that is if he's not dead, then it will play the hit. So we'll cut this out of here, plop it up to here. Now it'll only play the hit sound if he's not dead, and if he is dead, it'll play the explosion sound. Uh-oh. That could probably use a little volume boost. So the other sounds that I need to get in play are the player sounds. I think that pretty much covers like the different instances of problems that you run into with sounds. The number one is having a sound repeatedly playing, and that's one that, well, it's easy to tell what's happening once you know what's happening with the sound, and that it's the player being restarted over and over again without really allowing the sound to play. And then the other one is sometimes we need to make it conditional for other reasons, like we don't want the hit play to sound when he's dying because he has a die sound. And we don't want the jump sound to play when the player bounces off of the enemy because the enemy has a hit sound. So it's kind of like relieving the overlapping sounds a little bit. Now, yeah, this would be about the last video on sound and, well, for some of the bugs that we've run into. So it might be worth mentioning a software choice for people who want to explore the idea of making their own sounds. They might want to try something like Milky Tracker. Now, I'm not very good at this software, so like demonstrating it very much isn't something that I'd be very comfortable doing. We could look at something that I made in the past. And I've been trying to come up with a song for my game, but it's pretty slow going because I'm not very good with the software. But this is something that I put together for one of my top-down tank games. And yeah, it shows pretty easily that I'm not exactly a musical genius or anything, but even me with no particular skill at it could put together a song if I work at it. So it's an option. I'm not sure what operating systems Milky Tracker is available on. I'm on Linux. I believe this has a parent software called Fast Tracker. Yeah, all of these sounds, they're simply made in Audacity. So it's all really within anybody's ability to do if they have a reasonable ability with software. It doesn't take much to make some wave sounds, some sample sounds to use in a software like this. So in the next video, we'll come back and have a look at my idea for the airplane. I thought that a little bit of turnabout might be fair play, so maybe the aliens should get abducted by the humans. So, yeah, we'll look at how this was made and maybe an idea for what it could be in a game effort. And until then, take care.